All right, here's why you're going to love the podcast today. We met this guy called Omid Djalili, who you would know his face from a whole bunch of movies, but this man is a pistol, and he knows Brad Pitt.
He's so joyous, and if you fall in love with him during this interview, which I know you will, just Google him up on YouTube, follow him on TikTok. Just a hilarious, bright spark.
Oh, my God. Also, key changes today. If you want an endorphin rush, key change.
And as if Omid Djalili wasn't big enough, Bill Bailey, another world-class comedian came in. We played a round of Jokes Aren't Funny. Spoiler alert, none of them were. And we also talked about man caves.
Oh, yes. Enjoy.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Well, good morning, Melbourne. It's freezing now, but it's going to be warm later. And I don't know about you, but I feel like the degrees have just gone through the roof now because Sam Pang joins us at 6 a.m.
Good morning, Melbourne.
Wow.
That's right.
As a show of support for his friend and mine, Jonathan Brown.
Well,
Not mine.
What a start. It's wonderful to see you all again, 6 till 9, whatever. Let's not make a big thing about it.
We're all going.
I'm loving it.
We're all going bush today as well. I want to talk about that.
Yes.
Well, I'm very. It's been fun to get. It's been fun, Swanee. I've enjoyed the extra hours.
I've enjoyed it too.
What a show we've got coming up,
Looking
Dean.
forward to Jonathan Brown getting back, of course.
Well,
Goes without saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Can we talk about that we're going to Warrnambool?
Yes.
Because I bought a train ticket, right, on the V line.
Oh, I was going to do that.
And there's a first class option for like $10 more. Why would you not do that?
Why would you not do that?
So that's...
What does that involve, though? Do you just get a packet of nuts and a coffee?
I don't know.
This is exciting.
Maybe
you
Wi-Fi?
get to go up to the front of the train and put some coal into the furnace.
How long does it take?
Only 3 hours. You'd be mad not to get on the train.
Why didn't I do that? I might still.
On the choo-choo.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
How good is exploring our amazing backyard again?
And ticking off all Aussie big things. Pineapples, bananas, melons.
That's making me hungry.
Head to whatif.com and start planning your big Aussie adventure.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Pangy in early for Big John and, Royal Watch.
Well, Royal Watch. It's that. I tell you what. Yesterday was a wonderful day for us as we kind of it really hit home, Swanee.
Yeah.
That the many news services had sent their best and brightest, the cream of the crop, over to London for rolling coverage. That then we found out yesterday they'd quickly run out of things to do.
It felt like they all rushed to do that, and then they realised, and then I felt like they've washed their hands of the story.
Yes, but
They're there, and then they realise that nothing is going on.
Look what's in the back. We're in black suits, and look what's in the background. What else can we do? Examples of why the rolling coverage of the Queen's passing may not have been completely necessary. Yesterday, they crossed to an old bloke who went to school with Charles at Timbertop in the 60s.
I think Ali Langdon did ask him, so did you think that this day would come?
And the former classmate was excited for the new monarch to rule. Prince Andrew to wear a suit to the funeral. These are just headline ticker tape going across.
Rolling headlines.
The rolling headlines. Meghan Markle pauses podcast episodes. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Several Australians to attend the late monarch's funeral. Julie Bishop helped Charles buy Camilla a present.
That's the one.
Oh,
That's
big.
pretty much. No, Julie Bishop helped Prince Charles. Back on the that line that several Australians will be attending, have been invited. News this morning that Ben Roberts-Smith has been is among the several Australians.
Wow.
And Dan Illick, a writer and producer that I know, tweeted, "Does he know she's already dead?"
Well, I think he'd have to check his USB sticks in at the gate before he goes in. That's all I'll say.
Seems an odd inclusion on the invitee list. Is that just me or?
No, it's just you.
Okay. As usual.
Queen Elizabeth has arrived at Buckingham Palace for the last time. She's been met by the King, William, Harry and their wives. After an hour-long journey, the Queen's coffin has arrived at Buckingham Palace to a crowd of thousands. Now, that will be on for the rest of the day, right? That's the big news.
So there's nothing else happening today, but the coverage continues.
That's what they should.
Jeez,
that's how they should
job.
throw to the break. There's nothing happening, but our coverage continues right after this.
Yes. Yes.
One bit that may be of interest, though, is that the Queen may not necessarily be replaced by an Australian on the $5 note, Swanee. Queen may be replaced by an Australian rather than King Charles III on a $5 note. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah. He will not. The King will not automatically appear on the monies because Queen Elizabeth II featured due to her personal status. The Assistant Ministry for Treasury said. I don't know what that means, by the way. So the Mint is preparing new coins, Swanee, featuring Charles III. So he's going to be on the coins, but not necessarily the note.
So that's a role that's earned. So because she was popular, she got that role, not because she was the monarch. That's interesting. I feel like they're rewriting history there.
Well, speaking of rewriting,
I like that.
the King's had trouble with his pen.
Is it his pen or his fingers holding the pen?
Well, he lost his temper over a leaky pen, right? So there's a lot of formalities, there's a lot of forms, a lot of documents. You know what I mean? You know to become the king, you don't just initial a couple of things and then off you go.
Mate.
There's a lot of stuff, and he's using a fountain pen, so it's leaked. And have a listen to him. He's not happy.
Oh my God, I hate it. No, look, it's going everywhere. Hang on. So nobody what's wrong. How dare this bloody thing.
That's Camilla and the King because the pen's leaked. By the way, do you know how much ink it would take to cover those fingers? Do you know how much? It's unbelievable.
This bloody thing.
Bloody pen.
This stinking pen.
So the pen leaked. They play that start again.
Oh my God, I hate it.
He hates the pen. Don't use the pen. Use one you want. By the way,
This
it's another
doesn't
example.
bode well.
Calligraphy is very important to
I
you,
know
right?
it is.
And he's gone with an ink pot. Right. And you go, mate, in the modern day with fountain pens, and you have a wonderful effect with a fountain pen and the nib. And the nib, by the way, eventually, if you use it enough, it's trained to your hand.
Yes.
Right, anyway, whatever. I don't want to get too
It is.
technical.
I mean, he's got to get to Penn City.
Yeah, but
Quick, smart.
He needs to get to Penn City. I think the pen place in the city. But
You get a good deal on a Diplomat there. It's a fine pen.
And you can just have a cartridge. It has the same effect.
God, it must make you so angry.
I look at him and go, mate, I could save you.
Yes.
I could fix this international
You're
incident.
You're so far away.
So he was
In the colonies.
He's just snapped. In an instantly viral video, that's what we just played, he admitted he wrote the incorrect date. He scribbled September the 12th instead of the 13th before passing the pen to Queen Consort Camilla.
Oh my
And
goodness.
as he handed off the writing instrument,
That's a bit incompetent.
he
for the
realised it
king.
was leaking and. Well, look what's happened.
Mate, this bloody...
Can I just say this is a bad start to his reign? by
It
the
is,
way.
isn't it?
Get him a fountain pen that has a cartridge in it.
Yeah.
Or get some patience, for God's sake. Things are going to get harder than a pen that doesn't work.
I
King
would have
Charles
thought so,
III.
We will keep you up to date all morning across brand new headlines.
You don't need to watch this.
Yeah,
you don't
we've
need to
got
watch
ya.
the TV. We've
Like
got
I said, like they said, there's nothing going on over there, but we'll be back after the break and we'll be covering all the action.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie and Nova 100. JB out, paying in early.
I want to talk about man caves. If you've got an epic man cave that you can take us through a verbal tour of, call us now, 13 24 10. We've got loads of prizes for you because there's a millionaire in the UK. He's built the biggest man cave in Britain. And he loved it so much and stood by it so much, a man of conviction, quite literally, that he went to jail for it.
What?
So it was all done without permits, illegally.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm not taking it apart. It's going to cost me £720,000 to take it apart. This thing's got a bowling alley.
What?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to do jail time. And it can stay.
How long did he go inside for?
A week. I think that's fair.
That's fine.
Who doesn't?
Like to keep your man cave.
And then not pay the $720,000. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, it's very, very popular for women to be like, oh, the man cave. But I'm not like that. I endorse the man cave. I think every human being deserves, if they're that sort of person, a space of their own. And I think it's absolutely essential for some of us within the species. Am I right?
Hell yeah.
Your entire apartment, Dino, is a man cave.
Yeah, it is. But it doesn't look bogan. Like, I've got nice things in
It's
it.
a beautiful place.
You would think it would be like bogan.
Is there anything bogan in it?
Like lots of controllers, like PlayStation controllers.
Yeah.
That's bogan. But hey.
Now, Sam, I know that you
Mine's
don't like
not-
to
well-
be personal. You don't like to bring personal effects to the to the wireless, but we do know that you've got a man cave of sorts.
I have a separate area, that's all I'm saying.
A separate area?
Some would call it a sex dungeon. I'm not saying that at all. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
The
saying
fact that it's underground with a PIN
Heavily-
code to get in.
heavily, there's a lot of security.
Yeah, well, there's lasers all over it, like that scene in Mission Impossible.
Like entrapment.
Yes.
Any key items we should know about in your
No, it's a
sanctuary?
very.
When the moon hits your
There is a life-size cardboard cutout of Dean Martin in it, but there's also a life-size cardboard cutout of Marty Sheargold in it as well that I grabbed on the way out when he left.
Do you put them together and make them kiss?
Yes. What else am I supposed to do with them? It's funny. Stop asking me
You've got-
questions you know the answers to. All right.
You've got your dolls in there.
Listen, they're figurines. Like Jake the Snake Roberts, when he was in here, said to you that he called them action figures.
He did.
which I thought was no. It's just another room in the house. It's fine. It's just
It's separate from the house, though, which makes it a man cave. And you just say, "Oh,
right,
I
I'm
work
living in
in
it.
there." It's a study. What did you say?
I'm living in it. It's all right. Don't worry.
I just want a tour of the most extraordinary man caves in Melbourne.
Okay.
If
You
you've
know
got
this
one
one,
thing that stands out, I mean, I think life-size cutouts of Dean Martin and Marty Sheargold getting it on.
Yeah.
That's hot.
You know, I would never call it a man cave, but I know just for the sake of this little chat, you know,
I think it is a man cave. I know you would never call that because that's
women
so
women are welcome in it and often frequented.
Oh, really?
You know,
Often.
often.
Like all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a separate entrance down the side of your house?
They know the code. Whatever. No, I'm just saying, yes, it's this is interesting to see what people have.
13 24 10. What's in your man cave? Dale from Mill Park, talk us through your man cave.
Well, I've got a lady cave, and apart from all my Richmond stuff, I've actually got a bonnet off a V8 supercar.
Oh, wow.
Dale, are you a giant bogan?
Yeah, you could say that.
Wow.
So how did this lady cave come about and where is it within the floor plan?
It's on my back porch. It's all done up with all my memorabilia, and kind of place is the bonnet of Greg Murphy's supercar.
Okay, so you've said memorabilia. Take us through some of the important stuff, apart from Greg Murphy's bonnet.
I've got Richmond membership grand final posters. I've got Dustin Martin jumpers with his Brownlow medal. And, yeah, I've got heaps, actually.
And what is people's reaction when they come out to the back porch and see all these bits and bobs?
They're a bit shocked, but the Richmond stuff they get, but then when they see the bonnet, they're like, wow, how'd you get that?
So you love your V8 supercars, do you?
I do.
Ah, nice.
Yes, very much so.
And of course, Greg Murphy.
Oh, yes.
Yes, all Greg.
The King of Mount Panorama.
Is he?
I don't know. Hey, Dale.
Luck of the gods.
Dale, do you drink alone in your lady cave?
No, not really. Sometimes I have friends over or hubby joins me.
I've never met a woman called Dale.
I have.
Oh, no, I do cop that a lot.
So I know a couple of Dales.
What's it?
Oh, did
Is
you?
it short for anything?
No, it's just plain old Dale.
Dale, you're bloody wonderful.
I love it. I love chatting.
It's like Gail with a D.
You've got 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine to put in your lady cave.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Good on you, Dale.
A bonnet from a V8 supercar. That's an excellent souvenir.
How'd you
I want
get
to know
that?
how she got that.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait,
Probably should have
Dale,
asked.
is the bonnet on the wall? Did you mount it on the wall? The bonnet?
Yes, it is mounted on the wall, yes.
How'd you get it?
It was an auction on an open day that he had.
And
So,
what did
and
you
he
pay
signed
for
it.
it? What did you pay for it?
In the end, I only paid $150 for it.
Good price.
Still got dudded, I reckon.
Competitive. That's competitive. What? Did nobody else want it?
Oh, I did, but I was just the last one, so it was great. I got a bargain.
You were the
And he
luckiest
signed it,
duck at the
and
auction.
the late Jason Richards signed it as well.
How did you get it home?
We've got a truck, actually, so it was good.
Greg
We picked it up in that.
Greg Murphy just drove her home in it.
I wish.
And they parked and took it off.
Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hi. Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, Roberto. Talk us through your man cave.
All right. So I've got the ultimate thing to watch the V8s on, to watch the footy on, and to watch the mighty All Blacks. I've got a 4.8 metre by 2.4 metre movie screen.
Well, that's big.
Now, Rob, I want to interrupt you there. Are you originally from Adelaide?
No, from New Zealand.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I was off there. Mr. Chrissy strikes again. Okay, keep going. You've got a big screen, yeah?
Yeah, 8 by 4 pool table.
Oh, that's a big one,
And-
Rob.
Yeah, and a 6 metre putting green.
Yes, Rob.
When do I move in, Rob? you got room for me? I can sleep on the pool table.
Have you got room for Pang and Dean Martin and Marty Sheargold cutouts?
Plenty of room for you guys. No sleeping in there, though.
Sounds like, by the way, you know it's a big screen when they ask they tell you the size, and it's not in inches, it's in metres.
Meters, that's right. Yes, that's
4.8
right.
metres by 2.4 metre movie screen.
Whoa.
It's about 8 of you lying down.
Son of a gun.
Mate, and it's got a 16-speaker Yamaha surround sound as well.
Rob.
Sweet.
Say
How
Yamaha?
does-
Yeah, that's the good one.
How does Shawshank Redemption sound on that, Rob?
Oh, I tell you, awesome. I tell you the one that sounds the best is Avatar.
Ah.
What a detail.
Rob, you've got a brand new tailor-made putter for that putting green, old boy.
Oh, you're kidding me. Brilliant.
Yes.
Rob, what are you escaping from?
Where am I escaping from?
Yeah.
The smaller TV.
Fair, Rob. TaylorMade's my product, the ultimate in personalisation and performance. Design yours in-store or at tailormadegolf.com.au.
Good on you, Robbie.
Do you think if you liked your family and friends better, you'd need a place to run away to, Robert?
I can't wait to see that putter, mate.
All the best.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne, and welcome to the microphone again, Samuel Pang.
Good morning. God,
I
it's
mean,
good
look,
to see you all. Look
I-
at that.
Yeah, man.
What a song.
What a song. I know the name, The Comedians, has already been taken. Might be a little bit of a nationwide tour going on featuring our very own Sam Pang. But we could almost rename the next 2 hours of this show, The Comedians.
William Bailey.
I can't
Bill
believe it.
Bailey.
We love him.
Omid Djalili, who you are going to love.
I know nothing about him.
Oh, you're about to fall in love with him. Like, you're going to fall in love with him without question.
Well, that's high stakes now, Swanee. You've set the bar very high.
So he's a character.
What if I just really, 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 really like him?
You will. You will. I'll accept that. You will really, really like him. And then, of course, we've got Sam Pang, who is also allegedly a comedian, and jokes aren't funny.
Also, you, Melbourne, are the comedian.
Hey, what?
And if Pang laughs at your damn joke, a Mitsubishi Mirage, which I got to tell you is smelling funny at this point.
Well,
That
you're
car.
living in it.
Yes, I am. But no one's selling good enough jokes to win it. In 10 minutes, we're playing. Actually, Jack, they can start calling now, eh?
Yeah, 13, 24, 10. Please be funny for a change. If you could.
Also grand final show tickets, which is now on Wednesday, due to the new public holiday next week. We're doing it at Crown. If you come along, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun, and $1,000 is getting given away every half hour.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
You know, it's just science.
I know.
How about some tropical stuff?
You want a sense of the day?
Yes.
Come on
Jack hates the
Time now for sense of the day.
Wednesday, 14th of September.
Queen Elizabeth has arrived at Buckingham Palace for the last time, met by the King, the Princes, and their wives. So that's it. We were talking about this earlier. But, you know, yeah, I get it. That's news. Okay, if you're interested, she's arrived at Buckingham Palace. That's news, as opposed to yesterday, when the headline was "Meet the man who trained the Queen's dogs." That's the bit we don't really.
And the additional info to that was 11 mischievous corgis. 11 of them.
Her Majesty had 11
Misbehaving.
misbehaving dogs.
Yeah.
And they crossed to the man who trained them, Dr. Roger Mugford. Anyway,
Wow, they're really scraping
all
the
right.
barrel.
So that's the thing. The other big news, closer to home, Australia's east coast set to be smashed by the third consecutive La Nina this summer. The Bureau of Meteorology confirmed that La Nina is underway in the Pacific Ocean and headed our way. Jackie Wood, I was working out, we would love to speak to someone from the Bureau of Meteorology, but it's been a bit hard of late, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're always unavailable for us.
Is that because last time we had one on, Dino asked, I think he might have uttered the question, have you ever made love in the rain, Malcolm?
If you like pina colada.
Potentially.
I was going to say, I think it's those chats with someone from the Bureau. They usually start with, why is it so cold? Or why is it so rainy? And then the next question is, do you have a red or pink snooker ball in your sex mask? You know what I mean? That's where it usually gets to way too quickly.
Yeah.
Someone also asked what cloud formation arouses you the most.
Why, no,
that's weird.
'cause I'm
question to ask.
If I see a cumulonimbus cloud in the up above,
I'm also a cumulonimbus person.
What happens?
I'm erect. Whatever.
Is La Nina bad?
Well, quite seriously, that means, I think, those flood-ravaged areas are prepping for it to happen yet again.
It increases the chances of above average rainfall for northern and eastern states during spring and summer.
And we are just not.
We're not ready for that.
No.
We've had a big summer, Dean.
We have.
Anyway.
A few in a row. I mean, you've got to wonder.
Hey, let's quickly go back to the Royals because King Charles has lost his temper over a leaky pen. The new monarch was visiting the royal residence of Hillsborough Castle on Northern Ireland on Tuesday when his pen, he had a pen incident. It's Pengate, and he was using a fountain pen with an ink pot. Sweet kid. In the modern day, why you wouldn't just go with a cartridge?
Very old-fashioned.
If you get down to the pen place in the city, they'll sort you out.
You mentioned Sam.
Drop my name. Yeah,
Penn City as well. There's one called Penn City, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the discount is
the discount code is
Dizzy code Sam20.
Sam20 for 20% off.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a listen to the pen is leaking all over his giant sausage hands. Have a listen.
Wait, was it an oh golly? I missed that before.
Oh God.
Here we go.
Oh God, I hate it. Everybody's going everywhere. So nobody got wrong.
Jesus.
He's the king. Get him a pen.
Come on, King. If he's wigging out over a pen, is he fit to be king?
Say no. I think things are going to get rougher from here on in.
Anyway, the
pen that doesn't work.
That offending
it's like a chill pill.
That offending writing instrument was later found stabbed through the heart of one of his aides, I think. You can't do that. You can't have that. Hey, some very, very sad news, by the way. Do you know actor, musician and revered Victorian Aboriginal elder Uncle Jack Charles has passed away yesterday at the age of 79. He had a stroke. He died peacefully. He was an amazing man with an amazing life. If you can find out more about him, I encourage you to do so. I met him a couple of times. It was a big thrill.
He brings joy. He just had he was a magic man.
Yeah.
And went through so much adversity himself.
Yeah, he was taken as a baby from his mum, his parents, and put into a home, and he was abused and all this stuff. Had this really tough life, jail, heroin, came out the other side and told stories and inspired others, and he's pure magic.
His storytelling was amazing, and it was a tough life. Also, you've glossed over the leaky pen he had for 3 years too.
Yes.
So he overcame a lot, but it's very sad.
He did the recent finals campaign, the AFL finals campaign ads.
Yeah, are they going to be able to show them now?
I'm not sure, but they were magic. That voice of his.
He was absolutely magic.
R.I.P. Uncle Jack.
Yeah, did you see yesterday there was a bit of a change of pace. Did you see yesterday a man in Western Australia was killed by a kangaroo?
Yes, his pet as well.
What do you mean? They have pet kangaroos?
Yes, you can in WA apparently.
Absolutely.
So the offender was known to the victim.
I don't want.
This is not funny. I'm not laughing.
No, we're not. But I'm just.
It reminds me of those chimpanzees like Travis who went crazy. Travis was a chimpanzee who attacked his owner. He was like, "Oh, what's under that face?"
Yeah.
Ash, what is this kangaroo? Was it on meth, the kanga?
No, I don't think the kangaroo was on meth. But the thing about this story that I find even more disturbing is that when paramedics were trying to get to the guy, the roo was turning on them. So then the police had to be called in.
Dropped it.
It's unbelievable. They do get cranky. I remember once I was feeding a kangaroo and everything was fine. And then the food ran out.
Oh, no.
And they're so human in their rage. It's terrifying.
Nothing more. Yeah, I think it's a Cinderella story. Who doesn't want to go down being attacked by an angry marsupial? It's a story as old as time. Listen, nothing more Australian than that. I just want to mention too that the Queen, we're talking about the new money, Swanee. So the Queen may be replaced by an Australian rather than King Charles III on the $5 note. And also the Mint is preparing to mint new coins featuring Charles III to be released in 2023. If you
Yes.
are I know you're a little bit like Brownie. You haven't handled currency for about 10 or 15 years. But you just walk through and things just appear.
That is untrue.
But, if they didn't want to go with the King, there's plenty of Australian, the Australian could end up on the $5 note. Have a think. Well, it doesn't have to be the King Charles. Dennis Walter.
Oh.
Chopper Reed. Brownie's put up a bit of a lad. Why does it have to be a person?
What about Brownie?
John?
Well, Brownie's
John
like
Brown.
you. He hasn't. It'd be ironic for a man who hasn't handled currency for 20 years to be on a note.
True.
Don't you think?
There's no better way to get him to encourage him to start using currency, though.
Cozzo, put him on.
Yes, Franco Cozzo.
Yes.
His beautiful head on a note. Come on. Forget about it.
Nova boy.
No.
Yeah.
Smallsy. Smallsy for his services to
he's
music and medicine.
He's not a surgeon.
He is so
Swan.
Sorry.
What is wrong with
That's
you?
slander.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Win a brand new Mitsubishi Mirage just by hearing one noise. Sam Pang's jokes aren't funny.
Come on, Melbourne. Just a giggle. If Pang giggles, you get a car. It's a Mitsubishi Mirage. It's a very fine automobile.
And I'm going to be your eyes, Melbourne.
Yes.
I'm not going to take my eyes off Sam Pang. If I see a glimmer of a smirk, the car is yours.
A Luke-in Leon Gapper.
How you going?
Yes.
God.
Yes.
I'm going well, mate.
Good. All right. So I got sacked from the soup kitchen last night at the Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm.
All I said to them was, "Come on, folks, hurry up. Some of us have homes to get to."
What do you got there?
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Ah, well, Lukey. Thanks
All
for
good.
calling up.
Oh, good. Good on you, Luke.
Oh, good.
Did
He
anyone?
said sacked, didn't he?
I think he said sacked. Yeah.
That didn't sound like he got sacked.
It sounded like he got, Hey, Peter. Peter in
Fired.
McRae. Good morning.
Really sacked.
How you going, guys?
Real
Good,
good.
Pete. How you going, mate?
Pete.
Yeah, not too bad.
McRae.
Listen, I was
Hey, Pete. Pete, the phone just went dodge. Now, did you put it on speakerphone mid-chat? Because if you did, I'll hang up on you, Pete.
No, I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
There
All
you
right,
go,
sounds
Pete.
better.
You there?
Yeah, off you go.
God.
Last night.
For crap! We'll come back to you, Pete.
I reckon Peter, because he lives in Macrae, he's walking 2 kilometres from the shore and he still hasn't reached water over his
Do
ankles.
us a favour. Walk straight into the water and keep going.
Try and fix Pete, though, because it'd be unfair for him not to get his...
Who else we got?
Joseph in Glen Iris, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Let's go, brother.
All right. Do you know why I wouldn't go out with a Chinese woman?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Is this all right? No worries. Okay. Why wouldn't you?
It's a big red flag.
Ah.
By the way,
Yeah, that didn't help.
the gong's more.
Yeah.
The gong's worse than anything that Joseph.
Joseph, no good. Pang did not laugh.
This is the worst ever that we've had.
I'm
I
enjoying it
reckon.
a lot,
true.
though.
Are
I'm
you?
enjoying it a lot.
Lauren in Geelong.
Hey, team.
Hey,
Good on you,
Lauren.
All right, so what's the difference between being hungry and horny?
I've always wanted to know, Lauren, what is the difference between being hungry and horny?
Where you put the cucumber.
I'm looking for someone.
Wow.
No laugh.
Bummer.
Oh, Lauren.
Just shock that this is going nowhere, this segment.
Lauren.
That's definitely got Brodie all
Good on you,
over.
Lauren, you must be real young to tell a joke like that. How old are you?
31.
Yep,
Well,
okay.
you should be really grow up, Lauren.
Pete,
No, I loved it.
Pete, I'm rolling on the dice on you. If you can get it out without the phone stuffing up.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, go for it.
Certainly can.
I love you, Pete.
Listen, I was in so much pain last night. I went and got some acupuncture done. Unfortunately, when I got home,
That's
Oh,
good.
for the love of God!
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Bill Bailey, a comedian, actor, writer, composer, director, and many other things. And you may have seen him in Hot Fuzz, QI, 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, Never Mind the Buzzcocks, and of course, Black Books. Also, let's not forget the wonderful album In Metal. And you can see Bill at the Palais Theatre this October. Tickets available at ticketmaster.com.au. Here's Bailey.
Wow, Bill Bailey, welcome to the show.
Thanks
welcome
very
back
much.
to the show.
Thanks for that
apparently.
introduction.
Did we get everything?
That's pretty much done the whole... I mean, that's
You can
really
go.
all I came for.
It's the quickest episode of This Is Your Life ever.
Yeah, they really ran through it there.
Do you want to take a copy of that and just play it instead of doing any publicity for this tour?
You don't tempt me.
Do you like doing publicity in general,
Do you know
or is
what?
it a necessary
I
evil?
do, actually. And I'm not just saying this because I'm here with you, but I love doing radio. I could prefer it in a way because I sort of I love the spoken word and I like to sort of sit around and chew the fat.
When did you realise that you had... comedians don't like being referred to, as they're gifted or whatever.
Or it's funny.
But
Yeah, when did you know you were funny? They say, well, you're funny.
Obviously, you are funny and all of that
weird.
stuff, but not everybody can do what you do. I want to know, at what point did you realise that you got so much joy from communicating in this way with other people?
I think actually, there's a few moments which I can probably ascribe to that, but one which sticks out for me was when I was a kid, and it was at a funeral. After the funeral, my auntie, Elsie, bless her, and so she died. Anyway, we had a big family wake at the house.
And how old would you have
I'd
been,
have
maybe?
been 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a comedian on the UK TV in the 70s called
Jimmy
Les
Savile.
Les Dawson.
Oh, yes, Les Dawson.
No.
Not him.
The man who we dare not speak his name. No, Les Dawson, and he was a brilliant comic, but he was a pianist, and he would do musical comedy. And I'd learned a bit that he did where he would play Tchaikovsky wrong and get it horribly wrong and swear, and so I did this bit, and my mum, who was serving drink, but Dad was drinking a cup of tea while I did this bit. And he just went and just spat the whole tea out over an elderly relative. And then my mum swore. My mum never swore. She never swore. She went, "Oh, shit," or something like that, and dropped a tray of sandwiches. And I was like, wow, that was brilliant.
This is the kind of chaos I can
like
get used to.
This is like a chaos bomb that's just gone off, and I love that.
Yeah.
Bill, speaking of funerals, what would you like your headstone to say?
Not too bad, all things considered.
Yes.
You were captain of your school's second 11 cricket team.
Yes.
What sort of cricketer were you, Bill? How would you describe yourself?
I was an all-rounder. I was a medium pace, right arm over swing bowler.
Right.
And 5 for 18 with my best figures. And I was I was quite handy with the bat. I went in number 5.
High score?
60.
Oh.
Wow. 60 high score. I qualified for a free cricket bat from the school, which they never supplied.
They never gave it to you.
They never gave it to me to this day.
Bill Bailey, we've got Dancing with the Stars over here. The UK equivalent is Strictly Come Dancing.
Yes.
I love the idea or the reality that you won that show, right?
Yeah.
Was at any point did you think this is a shit idea? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. At the very beginning.
Well, because it's very hard,
It's
apparently.
really hard.
Yeah,
It's really
arduous
hard.
and a
It's
drag.
tough. Like you train 12 hours a day,
Oh, God.
And it's really, really tough, and if you think well, it's going to be hard, it's like way harder than you could possibly imagine. And also, you're thrust into the spotlight, everything, every eye roll, everything that you say, you're under forensic glare of the media. So yeah, but it's tough. It's really hard. To be honest, if it had not been for the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have done it because it's 12 weeks of your time. I'm not busy doing other things, looking at moths or doing comedy. but because there was nothing, I thought, well, this is the time to do it.
I think that's the same reason Ross Noble did Celebrity Apprentice last year too.
Oh, is it right?
I think, we comedians had more time on their hands than they
That makes a
usually
lot of
would.
sense,
That's
actually.
right.
Absolutely.
Did you win a cricket bat?
No, I didn't. Oh, and when they gave it a trophy, there's a great big glitter ball trophy. They make a big deal out of who's going to win the glitter ball. Who's going to win the glitter? And then, so we won the glitter ball, and I was yay like that. And then they take it off you straight away, give you a little one the size of a grapefruit to take home. The bloke put it in a bin bag. He put it in a black bin liner
for next year.
Yeah, he goes, I'll take that. He goes, I'll take that. 13 weeks dancing my arse off, and I get this bloody trophy. They put it in a bin bag.
That's disgusting.
I was outraged.
That's wrong. That's wrong, Bill Bailey.
True or false, Bill Bailey? You almost gave up comedy for a career in telesales. Is this true or false?
That's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, all right. I didn't really give up. I thought, gigs were few and far between back in the day, as you can imagine. And so I got this job for telesales, and it was like regular money. I thought, okay, I'll do that for a bit, just for some regular dough. And then I got sacked from telesales for refusing to wear a tie. And
it's on the telephone.
And I kept saying, hello, that's what I kept saying. It's like, they can't see you. They can't see you because it's on the telephone. But the bloke was like one of those old sort of like, he thought he was in Glengarry Glen Ross or something,
Yeah.
And he was like, no, in this office we wear ties. We're
business people.
We're business people, and that confers a sense of business.
That sort of nonsense really makes me understand that scene in that Michael Douglas film Falling Down, where he just loses his mind and opens fire on people. Little moments like that.
Feels as though
that's what's going to be the end of me.
Feels that that's a real sliding doors moment there for you, though.
It
if you
was.
Put a tie on.
If I toe the line, put the tie on. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Put a tie on, sir. Yes, absolutely. Hello, I'm calling from Sterling Publishing Group. I'd like to. It could have been very different.
It might have helped you though when you tied to a fan and you hung yourself.
Oh,
man, that would have been.
That went down a very dark alley, didn't it?
It did.
That's what I did.
It often does. I want to talk to Bill Bailey about the fact that you are a stand-up comedian. You are fulfilling your dreams, and you have sold out the Palais Theatre the month after Bill Bailey. Do you like the Palais? How do you feel about Sam, who said off-air privately that you were just warming up the room for him and his mates?
I think you're trolling him there.
I am a little bit.
I am a big fan, sir.
All right.
So to even share the same stage with you was a big thrill for me.
Oh,
of
well,
course,
that's very kind.
A month later. But
Bill.
Yeah.
Do you think you could write some inspiring words on a wall somewhere at the Palace?
And then I
just
can see
secrete them in the dressing room somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm pretty sure you'll be in a dressing room. I just might be out, walking the corridors.
You'll be out the front vaping.
Can you do that in a venue? Can you vape in?
I think you can't. If there's a roof, it feels like you can't.
Don't
vape.
you think though, Bill? If your name is outside the great on a placard out the front of the Palais, you could do whatever you want.
Yes, on a
billboard
poster rather than a placard.
Okay.
That seems like people are protesting.
Like it's a rally.
No, Bill Bailey. No, Bill.
No vape. Bill Bailey, don't vape.
No, don't vape.
Do you want to tell a little bit about the show, or keep it as a surprise for those who are coming?
There's all kinds of things in it. There's jokes, stories, anecdotes. My obsessions are given full rein. I got obsessed with a little bit with ragtime music, so there's a lot of that in there. Bit of classical. There's some Viking prog death metal, obviously, as you'd expect. There's a bit of theremin. I play a Bible.
Theremin,
the
love
theremin's
them.
in there, yes.
Just before we let you go, though, speaking of music and possible covers or possible, tributes that you could do on stage, the Ashley Madison theme, Dino, is one that we've been enjoying lately. I'd like to get your take on it.
Do you know what Ashley Madison is?
No, what's that?
So it's a website specifically designed for men who are looking for
to have an affair.
Looking to have an affair. So it's like online dating, but you've got to be married and under the radar.
Now, Bill, have a listen to this song and just get your, because I think that the melody is beautiful. But listen to the words and the powerful message.
Righto.
I'm looking for someone other than my wife. Other than my wife. Ashley Madison's right. I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
There's only a few of them there, 4 or 5.
But here,
but it seems to be
now it's
catching on.
hit. Now here, look at this. I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
Everyone's on board.
Other than my wife,
not my wife.
Everyone's right.
Just a bit of a loser.
Isn't it amazing? It's an actual ad.
That is one of the most. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Bill Bailey.
absolutely hideous.
Ticketmaster. Go to Ticketmaster. The beautiful Palais this October.
Yeah.
We are honoured to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Lewis Capaldi's new tune. It's called Forget Me, and he's in a bit of hot water, son, because he just went on morning television in Britain and passed the host a 7-inch record of the single and said, "Here you go, here's 7 inches of me."
Yeah. Classic Capaldi.
Hey, all good. Hey, guys, I want to bring something to the table that I brought to the table a while ago, and it's key changes.
Yes.
There's nothing like a key change to set off endorphins in your system.
I agree.
It's like drugs. It has a physical effect on you.
It does. You know, I did a full segment on The Circle.
Really?
That morning TV show where I celebrated key changes.
Oh, mate. To me, it's like hitting the NOS button. It's like the song drops the hammer.
Yes. I'm standing up.
And
for
something
this.
happened.
Kicks up a notch.
Yeah.
Now, the mouth...
NOS, what is it called?
The NOS button.
The NOS button.
Made famous by the great Ja Rule and Vin Diesel in Fast and the Furious. So, the Mount Rushmore of key changes. This legit cannot be beaten, this one.
Oh,
Uh-oh, time to hit the NOS.
One of the greats.
What Bolton does.
What does it? You can't explain what he does.
Mate, my body's tingling.
I love that. That is the greatest one. How are you going to beat that?
Well, let's have a look. If only there was one from a Rocky film.
Yes. What do you got?
Physical reaction.
I wouldn't have known. I didn't think there'd be another gear there. Like I thought it was pretty high as it was.
I mean, he's given it all. But Swan, you're right. It's like drugs, right?
It really is, because also what they do is they know they're about to blow your mind. So they take a little pause for you to get ready for it.
Geez, there's sugar hits though, Dean. You know, like as soon as you hear one, it doesn't sustain you.
This one, it's not current.
Oh.
The great Billy Ocean. Yeah, Billy. It's a bit creepy, but the lyrics, right? Come on, Billy.
Remember last week I played 2 Billy Ocean songs.
That was a key change.
Two.
I'm sorry.
Be better.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Zito.
Two.
No. Do you want to go back? Here's the first
go back
one.
if you want. Clear as that.
Still can't hear it.
You need ears.
Yeah.
I need
You
some
need
more
two.
of these crushed up Voltarans.
Yes, you do.
I played 2 Billy Ocean songs to Jack last week, and both of them got the thumbs down. Remember that? 2.
It's hard.
Does he have any more in the tank, really?
I'm thinking
Yeah, he
of doing.
does.
I'm thinking of doing a tune or not a tune. Just Billy Ocean songs.
Hey,
Ocean's 4.
This last one is by far the best. That's
Yeah.
why it's last. And it's a shout out to a young man on this show. He was a young man at the time that had his heart broken and watched The Bodyguard once. Sure enough, The Bodyguard finished.
What?
And then straight over on the other channel, it started again. So he just kept watching it.
Yeah, he stayed put.
No, listen, don't. Brownie's not here to defend himself.
No. And it's not I Will Always Love You. That's basic bitch stuff.
Yeah.
This is a better one.
What do you got?
Yeah, this is a good one.
What's happening to my body?
It's unbelievable.
I'm alive. I'm erect.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Don't let that frigid morning fool you. It is going to heat up today, 19 degrees. Yes, showers. But 19 degrees is good news. And I know you love it when I do the weather, Sam Pang.
Thank you, Lavinia. Good morning, Melbourne.
Yeah, don't let this sunshine fool you. It's 6 degrees out there.
It's cool. It's brisk.
Listen, I got some random thoughts coming up, Swanee. If that's all right
Fantastic.
with
I
you.
love your random thoughts.
Omid Djalili is a comedian that I've never met, and I cannot wait because Swan, you reckon?
Swanee, you've talked him up.
You've talked him up.
I haven't met him either, but I watch his specials voluntarily, which is a big deal for me.
Also, soft drink news. Breaking soft drink news.
We may or may not have to chat with Dave O'Neill about this. It's not good.
The expert.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Previously on Random Thoughts.
What nursery rhymes would sound like read in the style of a kidnapper disguising their voice when making the phone call for a ransom?
Humpty Dumpty settled. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
I've got a good call in. Do you own a waterbed? An Uber where you're allowed to drive, and it's called Uber.
Now it is time for Sam Bang's Random Thoughts.
That's genius.
Last one's a good one.
Yeah.
Can I just say the scary monster voice doing the fairy tales?
Ransom call, yeah.
That was 6 years ago. That was unbelievable.
I have plenty of random thoughts. By the way, they're not all funny. They're not all interesting. They're just random. For instance, the first one I've written down here, Michael Richards from Seinfeld,
Kramer.
73 years old.
Wow.
73, Dino.
My God.
He was one of the first people to be cancelled.
Yeah, he did a spot at the, I think it was the Comedy Store that, whoa.
Seemed to spiral out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, what about this? I'm always, I love going to the phones, Dino.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a possible call-in. I've been wondering, because 10-pin bowling came up recently. I was just saying, I wonder what people's highest score is in 10-pin bowling other than a perfect game of 300. Okay. So I know mine, 189.
Okay.
I reckon if you're not a professional bowler, but every now and then you've been bowling, I reckon you remember your highest score. And it's very unlikely that at our level that you would have just bowled a perfect game.
Gotcha.
And I reckon you remember your highest score.
When was
Do you?
No. When was the last time you went bowling?
Yesterday. No, about 15 years ago.
And you remember 189?
189 was not a bad. I thought I was going to break 200.
Special time.
It was.
I
had the shoes on, everything was great.
I do not remember my score, and I would hazard a guess that almost no one does.
Well, we'll find out next week when we do an hour. When we do an hour on it,
A full hour.
yeah, a full hour. Hey, this one here. What about this one? What about this one? This one here just says, "Fat Joe underrated."
Who's Fat Joe?
Fat Joe sings this song.
Put the f***ing mic on. Living it up. The squad stay filling the truck.
Oh, I love this song. Is it What's Love? That one?
The steady hand of Ashanti.
Gotta do with a little menage.
Menage.
It's what? Here we go.
And she can come too. It's love.
Hey, underrated.
Got to do,
The other one. The
Have
other
you
round.
done anything else?
No need if you do that. What else do you need to do? When you've mastered
One
the
and
craft.
done, you reckon?
One and done.
Fat Joe.
Also, the next random thought I have is it just says, very aggressive start from Fat Joe.
Put the f***ing mic on.
That's very aggressive, isn't it? Like, what a start of a song. Also,
And
the-
also, what's the rush, Fat Joe?
Put the f***ing mic on.
the other thing too is that, like, because in the modern day, to be called Fat Joe is, it's someone called people fat.
Yeah.
So, what I mean? So there's just a lot of other options, what I mean? Like Rubenesque Joe and Portly Joey,
Holy Joey.
What else?
Paunchy Joe.
Paunchy.
Yeah.
Dad bod Joseph.
I think they're all better than...
Rotund Joseph.
Rotund.
Glad
You said
rotund.
Well, what was the option?
No. But do you think Rubenesque... The Rubenesque one, though, it's a very aggressive start to that song.
Plump.
Plump Joe?
Put the f***ing mic on.
We will plump Joe.
All right. What else we got here? Oh, here we are. Glenn Robbins looks like Jeff Bridges.
Oh, my God. This explains a lot because I've got a mad crush on Jeff
Bridges, who you may have seen recently in The Old Man.
No, he doesn't.
He got the grey hair, lots of it, and a beard. It looks like Glenn Robbins looks like Jeff Bridges.
Swan, you're the deciding...
Well,
then he thought...
Listen,
They're just random.
I have the horn for both of them.
Whoa.
And so that makes sense.
Okay, sure.
It makes sense that they look alike. I can't see it, but maybe my body knows that they are alike before my eyes can catch up.
What does Portly Joe think?
Put the f***ing mic on.
Fair enough. Oh, the other lyric has popped up, by the way, if you want to read
Well, it is my favourite one. When Rubenesque Joseph sings this bit...
What's love gotta do with a little menage?
Mate, I'm up.
What's love got to do with a little menage?
Nothing.
not.
Your mic on.
We will.
One's fun and one's just a nightmare.
I'd like to hear him, given that he's already given that lyric, I'd like to hear his thoughts on I'm looking for someone other than my wife. Because that's the last ingredient for a little menage.
Maybe that'll be his big second single. You know, there's that song, Big, Big Energy, do you know?
Lado. Song of the year from me.
Tell me if you agree with this, just because he's been in the studio a few times. I'm reading his book at the moment. Instead of Big, Big Energy or... Yeah, big energy. Big Balm Energy.
Okay.
Big Neil Balm Energy.
I tell you, I've got feelings. Balm. Oh, no, Sal, I'm sorry, I talked over it. Do it again.
Balm.
Wow, you're quick this
Get
morning.
him on the phone.
No, the last one I
I've got
said...
feelings for Neil Balm, and I'm pretty sure they're real.
Hello, he's handsome.
Between Robbins and Balm.
Something
just
about
anything, yeah. The last thing I said, I got some junk. I was checking my junk mail the other day. So I noticed there was there's a bit in there. And it had one.
Yeah, and an offer you can't refuse for enlargement.
Well, this wasn't an enlargement. This
Worth
was
exploring,
it was
bare minimum.
It was a lot from Nova, by the way. I don't know why they're going straight through to junk. But one was from Makita, the power tool, right? It's some sort of discount, But when I first looked at it, I didn't see Makita, the power tool. I saw Martika.
Of course you did.
Didn't I? Of course, and Martika famous for some crack.
Like what, Martika?
Not even her greatest song. Can you go to the... Nah.
That's not her...
What?
This one, Dean.
The best. So good.
You know what?
I'm going to put that on my playlist.
Ruben S. Joe would do a lot worse than cover Love Thy Will Be Done.
Imagine if Ruben S. Joe walked out on stage and it was all like,
Put the your mic on.
I mean, name a more iconic duo. May I offer you a tidbit?
please.
You and I know this tidbit.
Sammy
But
knows this.
This will be news to everyone.
That song, Love Thy Will Be Done, was written by the great Prince Rogers Nelson.
Did you know that, Dean?
And he does the backing vocals on it, I believe.
Let's have a listen.
Later on.
All right. I'd like to think he's shredding the guitar as
You
well.
know the bit where it goes, that you can hear him in there.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's something for today. Anyway, that's it. Random thoughts, done
Put the
and done.
your mic on.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Put the your mic on.
We will. Good morning, Melbourne. It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100.
We've got some startling news here.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm a fan of Diet Coke. Always have been, since the 80s, just for the taste of it. A new study has revealed that... now, this study is significant. 12 years it took, and over 103,000 people. Researchers have found that total artificial sweetener intake was associated with increased risk of fatal conditions, such as heart disease and stroke.
Oh, my God.
I know, and you don't even need that much. I mean, sometimes in Bali, I'll get through 3 cans of Diet Coke
Poison water.
a day.
Jesus.
Might have to rethink that, because 77 milligrams of sweetener was the average for a high consumer. 7.5 was low, and the average diet soft drink contains 42 milligrams per 100 mils. So they're about 375 mils. Let's just round that up to 4 times 42. What's 4, 4, 16? About 170 milligrams in one can.
168.
Thank you.
I thought you were the Asian exception.
The pride in his face when he dropped that. Yeah.
As little as half.
Put the your mic on.
He's got something to say.
It's funny.
He's doing calculus in his mind.
Conspiracy time.
Yeah.
Is that why soft drink companies have been slowly introducing these zero sugar drinks, right? Because you're like, isn't that just diet, whatever?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not...
You know what I mean?
No, but
Absolutely,
it's the same ingredients.
Oh.
Are you saying so...
It's aspartame.
So a Diet Coke and Coke Zero are the same?
I think so. I think
Zero
so.
had no sugar.
Okay, so the higher artificial sweetener consumption, especially aspartame, acesulfame, potassium, and sucralose. I know aspartame's in almost everything. Of course, I read this article and my thoughts went to one man and one man only, Dave O'Neill, who is never without a can of Diet Coke in his hand. How are you today?
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. What else are you going to drink it for? The vitamins and the minerals? Anyway, I've drank it for 30 years and I'm still fat. It doesn't work, everyone. All right, I'm working here. Now,
but you're still alive.
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where was this study done? In France. I mean, what are the French? Where were they in the war? You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing over there?
Uncle Dave.
You've really come off the long road. You come in hot. Did you have a good sleep last night?
No, I was working at the Garfield pub where you have been, Sam. It was good, great fun out
Do
there.
they please tell me they serve only lasagna at the Garfield pub?
I know. Yeah, people have made that joke, but I was having Diet Coke, but actually it was Coke Zero or no sugar. But to answer your question, Sam, they're the same, they're just a different flavour. So,
okay.
They both contain artificial sugars. Absolutely.
So, is
my
this-
lifeblood. My lifeblood.
Well, is this alarming enough for you to put down the Diet Coke can forever?
Just hope my wife doesn't read it. Where was it? In the Herald Sun? She doesn't get that. Thank God. The only time I gave up Diet Coke was when I broke my leg. And then I stopped drinking it.
Why?
They wouldn't give it to me in the hospital. So, true story.
What? Wait, Uncle Dave, because they didn't have it, or they're like, they knew what was in that can?
They didn't have it.
Oh, right.
They didn't have it.
How long were you in hospital for?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. I went cold turkey, man. I was vomiting. Might have been the morphine, but it was pretty bad.
And let's not forget, you were in hospital because you jumped over Dicko on a BMX.
From Australian Idol, yeah.
That's right. And I remember when I was off Diet Coke, I would just drive slowly past 7-Eleven and just have a hankering, for that black liquid.
So even after you got out of hospital and you were able to purchase Diet Coke, you were still offered at that time?
I was off it for a while. I went on to soda water, but then I got back on it. Just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in. The evil temptress tempted me one night, and
Dave, it doesn't sound like you're changing up any of your habits given the findings of this very comprehensive study.
Everyone needs a hobby, you know what I mean? My granddad smoked and drank till his last day when he was 85 or whatever. He was sitting in the banana lounge in the backyard, had a beer and a cigarette, and then passed away. That's how I'm going to go, but it's going to be Diet Coke and a pack of Twisties.
People say that all the time, but is that a green light just to go to town on yourself?
No, I don't think it's great for me, but it's hard because you get addicted, basically.
All right, let's just quickly, where can people see you, by the way? Just a quick impromptu Dave's Diary. So what do you got coming up?
Thornbury Lawn Bowls Club this Friday with the great Billy Stiles and Ash Bilzermay. Yeah, Thornbury. Obviously, the prelim's on and I'm a Cat supporter, so I'll be distracted, but whatever. It'll be great.
You're going head-to-head with the football.
Oh, my God, Dave.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Dave, we'll see you on Friday morning with a Keith's pie and a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, just for the taste of it.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
We're so thrilled to have this guy.
Omid Djalili. His Twitter bio reads films, comedy and bald. I guess that pretty much sums him up. He uploaded his first TikTok video just 14 hours ago, so make sure you chuck him a follow and see him this Friday at the Palais Theatre. Get your tickets at ticketmaster.com.au. Here's Omid.
I'm so thrilled to meet you.
Thank you, Chrissy. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
You are here, but your luggage is not. Is this true?
It is, I'm told, somewhere in Indonesia right now. We think Java, although we think it's got... I think my suitcase has been arrested and kind of grappled to the ground for calling Prince Andrew a paedophile. I think that's what's happened.
What do you miss the most in that luggage? What are you thinking of? What are you like, oh, God, I can't wait to be reunited?
I was actually asking Sam if he had any fresh underwear on him, but the promoter went and got me some underwear. But I think the main thing I'm missing is, as you can see, I had an electric razor, and I was going to just tidy myself up a bit today.
It's a beautiful beard.
Do I look all right?
You look magnificent.
You look amazing.
And also, what an introduction! I'll never forget. Like, we're nice to meet you, Omid. Sam, it's nice to meet you. Do you have any fresh underwear on you? And I did the whole the patting down. Like, they're not on me, Omid. So, it was.
You just look like a guy that carries fresh underwear on him.
It's always good. Break glass in case of emergency, don't you think? It's always good to be prepared.
I mean, which airline dogged you? Was it the kangaroo one?
It wasn't. No, I can say it was Qatar Airlines, but apparently I get $75 for every day I don't get my suitcase. So that's
sweet.
That's a big
75. Is that Australian or?
Australian, unfortunately. No, they did say, sorry, US. It's still £50. That's okay. That's
good.
That's not bad. That's
good. That's not a bad deal. You are performing at the Palais Theatre.
Can't wait.
This Friday. It's a beautiful, beautiful room. And I think that I might have had tickets years ago before the pandemic, or you were coming and then the world ceased.
Yes. Yeah, it was literally...
It feels like so long ago.
It was meant to be, I think, 20th of March, and then we went into lockdown 23rd, but I think you guys probably went into lockdown just around the same time, and so the whole thing got cancelled. But I'm back. This guy, I'd like to say thank you to the promoter who basically, I took all his money and held on to it until now. So I'm very, very happy.
You've also been making $75 a day on that.
I need that $75 a day.
Get your tickets at ticketmaster.com.au. There wouldn't be too many available, surely.
Oh, believe me. That so far enough DNA has been sold to make a whole person. I need a few more people just to make it a bit more of a crowd.
Ticketmaster. Right. Type in Omid Djalili at ticketmaster.com.au.
May I ask, sir, how have you? Big lots going on at home at the moment as you fly out. What have you made of the coverage? Because we've really been enjoying the. It would seem the blanket rolling coverage of the passing of the Queen doesn't seem to have been completely necessary. There seemed to be some. Well, it's when we were watching the other morning, we looked up at the breakfast television screen, and they'd crossed to a former classmate of King Charles who went to school with him at Timbertop in 1962.
They were really scraping the barrel for content.
Then they announced that. Then the great one, Omid, was. Meet the man who trained the Queen's dogs. They're out, aren't they? Come on.
The best thing was live on television, Nicholas Witchell said, from the last we've heard, the corgis are not aware of her status. Which is up there with Arsenal Football Club after 9/11 saying Osama bin Laden is no longer welcome to Highbury Stadium. He's no longer welcome to the stadium. This is our blanket coverage. This is the way it is. And a lot of the films are filmed way before. I even did one about Prince Charles becoming king about 18 months ago. Oh. So they prepare these things. So once they've made them, they're damn well going to show them. So that's just the way it is. But we're looking forward to Prince Charles being king because he's very much an environmentalist. And we think he could be key to saving the planet. So
he seems to have a very, very short fuse. He lost his marbles about a pen that wouldn't work.
Yes, he's very
petulant, is he?
If you can't see it at home, I'm doing some great facial expressions.
See them on Friday night at the Palais.
Oh, the eyes.
Thank you so much.
You were the Queen was a big fan of yours.
Yes, apparently.
And you were handpicked for her Jubilee.
The Platinum Jubilee, yes. I was dressed in a herald's costume. And when I was told you've been chosen as the herald, I said, I don't want to do it. Why would I do this? They said, you've been handpicked by the Queen. Now, the Queen, when she wants something done, you have no choice. You have to do it. And it was very controversial because I did a joke that popped into my head literally a second before I said it, because the Queen had actually blown off the state opening of Parliament. She didn't go to that, but yet she showed up at this horse show. So it was a big elephant in the room. So I said to her, thank you for choosing us over the state opening of Parliament. And there was this massive roar, and she acknowledged it with a hand. I don't know if you look at the video, she puts her hand up like that, which is like whatever. Or it could mean, nice one, fat boy. You're on the money. Yeah. All the right-wing press thought the hand up meant off with his head. Or the Sun newspaper just thought, look at the tits on him, which I thought was more. But either way, I was told that she thought it was very, very funny. And she came because Princess Anne told her the night, we'd done the show the night before, and she goes, Mummy, you've got to come. That Iranian comedian you like is humiliating himself in a herald's costume, begging not to be sent to Rwanda. And she goes, oh, if it's funny, I'm coming. So she came.
Now, you, obviously, with the way your brain works, there's lots of thoughts that come in and have to come out of your
I have to stop
face.
myself sometimes, yes.
That's right. You were recently in court, and you thought of something that maybe you have second thoughts about. joking about?
In England, if you have 12 points on your life, we have a point system. You usually get 3 points.
So do we,
Same,
demerits.
What's the maximum?
I think it's 12.
Yeah. Once you get after you go 12, then you get kind of disqualified from driving. The judge said, Mr. Djalili, you have 36 points on your licence with another 18 pending, which takes you up to 54 points, which currently is the UK record. We're going to be lenient and we're going to disqualify you from driving for 6 months. Do you have anything to say? I said, could you give me a lift to the station?
Would you give me a lift to the station?
Because I'd driven there.
How was it received?
He said, that's not funny, and I dropped my head. I never dropped my head after. And I stood there with my hands in front of me.
How bad a driver are you?
Yeah, what's the
bad, I'm gonna say.
What's the main what's the main thing you're getting in trouble for? Is it one or is it a lot different ones?
It was all of them for speeding. But you see, in Britain, if you're in a 30 and you go 34,
right,
you get. The thing is, I'm always honest. They said, "Was that you?" And I said, "Yes."
Yep.
So I don't lie about it. I just said yes. So were you doing 38 and 30? Yes. Were you doing 34 and 30? Were you doing 45 and 40? I say, yeah. I go, yeah, what about it? So what? But all the time, I'm racking up points, and I didn't
I was going to say, so what is? Well, you're losing your licence. That's what's going to happen.
It doesn't make any difference.
Exactly.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Omid Djalili has hung around, who we're really loving your company, sir.
Yeah, thank you for staying, sir.
I'm loving it so much! And I start shouting unnecessarily.
What about this CV, Omid? The Mummy, Notting Hill. Oh, which is one of my favourites.
A good film, that, yes.
What's your favourite quote from that film?
Well, I don't know if Omid will appreciate this, but I got asked to speak at a night at a literary event where it was you had to give a speech from the past. You know,
and what are some of the ones that your peers chose?
It was called Unaccustomed as I Am, and then you had to just read out a speech. And I was between a lawyer who decided to read out the Gettysburg Address, and then an actress who recited a famous Prime Minister speech about the Redfern.
And you reenacted the scene where I just threw orange juice. No, I told... No, I think... do you know what? I've just ruined your story. I'm so sorry.
No.
I thought you were going to talk about my small part in Notting Hill.
Close.
I give the orange juice to you, Grant, which then spills over. I thought you reenacted that scene. No, you've got a speech.
I'd reenacted the I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to... Which brought the house... It was beautiful. I think it's a beautiful scene.
It's beautiful.
But you were in... As Gladiator, yes, but you were in Spy Game with Robert Redford and
Brad Pitt. Yes.
Whoa,
it was amazing.
Are they as like God-given attractive as you would expect? Like when you see somebody like that, is it like, oh God?
Yes, they are actually. Even Robert Redford was about 67 at the time, but he's got his looks and his hair. I mean,
strong.
They used to with him. He used to go into makeup and they just pull his face, pull his wrinkles up, and pin it behind his ear. So that was it was like an immediate
like a bulldog clip behind there.
Like a bulldog clip. Yeah, it was better than having plastic surgery because he didn't believe in plastic surgery, so he just pulled his thing. And he was. I have to tell you, when you're with these big stars, they're so, I suppose, socially intelligent and funny. They'll always be quicker than you because I was so nervous. Again, I'd be practicing in the mirror. Hello, Mr. Redford. And I actually said, Mr. Redford, may I say you're the best thing in Hawaii 5-0. It's my favourite show.
How do you take that?
And he just looked at me and goes, thank you. You were great in Dr. Zhivago, but you've let yourself go.
You've been zinged by Robert Redford.
I was zinged by Robert Redford.
Oh, he's good.
Very good. Wow. And it was that's the first time I realised never mess around with the big stars.
Just because Brownie is not here, our other co-host, he's asked a question to every actor and actress who's ever been on the show. We're mortified by it, but just for his out of honour for the big man. How do you remember your lines? That's what he asks actors.
Oh wow! How do you remember your line? Well, that's interesting because I don't learn lines. That's the thing. Yeah. I make a point, and I stupidly. Do you know what? We mentioned Spy Game. I picked up this very bad habit from Brad Pitt, who Robert Redford used to say, I just wish he'd say his goddamn lines. And he said, no, man, I don't say lines. I feel them all. I just say whatever. And he just says whatever he feels. And I thought, yeah, I want to be like Brad Pitt. So we just sit there, look at each other and kind of riff and move our bodies in weird ways. So, no, I don't really learn. But on film sets, I go because they're there to capture the magic. So I'll familiarise myself with the lines. but you rehearse a bit and then
Then you
you
just-
do it. Then you just
then
kind of
you-
move your body
you move
around.
your body.
You just kind of feel it. Yeah. So no, I don't learn lines.
What
That's
a-
bad. It's a bad habit.
What a life, man. Go see him.
Go see him. There are still some tickets available. I would suggest not very many. Go to ticketmaster.com.
There are loads left. Don't tell people. There's so many left. It's ridiculous.
All right.
That is ridiculous because you are just one of the world's best. It's at the Palais on Friday. I've been a fan for years, and I particularly love how surprisingly nimble you are.
Yes.
And your traditional dancing
There will be
gives
some
me life.
dancing, yes.
There will be dancing. Is there any? I don't know if I can come on Friday night. I'm going to try to.
Don't worry if you don't. You're not
But
missing anything.
is there any way that if we played a bit of music, which I have asked for, I
What
haven't
sort of
checked.
music are you?
You want me to
Like
dance
It's
live
like
on the radio?
Iranian. Yeah, I do, just for me. I don't care about anybody else
Just
at
for
this
you.
stage.
Oh my God.
You asked for Iranian
I did.
music
Play some music.
specifically.
Let's
I
see.
did.
Well, I'm going to have to go
It's
to
not
the...
there?
No, I'll
Okay.
go to the YouTubes. It's on the wall, apparently. Let's have a look.
Put Paddy up.
Just wait.
P-A-R-I-Y-A.
Here we go.
Paddy.
Now, are you okay with dancing on request, Omid?
Oh, this man.
I am a well-known showbiz whore, and I will do anything you want to sell a couple of tickets.
Yes.
It's all like this. It's like light bulbs. Putting light bulbs.
Yes.
Light bulbs.
It's the shoulders for
It's
me.
the shoulders.
Yeah.
Good, you didn't move well.
Yeah, he's
And
nimble.
And it's very, what's the word? It's very flirtatious. So when you dance, you look up at someone and look up and down.
Coquettish.
Yeah, it's
No wonder you don't need to
coquettish.
learn your lines. If you've got moves like that, Brad Pitt would have
Exactly.
just been lost in your eyes.
He
sir.
was just melting. in
What
my
a
presence.
joy.
Omid Djalili. We're going to roll,
Thank
man.
you, guys.
What a joy to meet you.
Type in Omid's name at ticketmaster.com.au. Take it easy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend. Over 100.